Okay, I made a mistake. I recorded this video, but ended up messing up, and I only recorded the tab. So, needless to say, this looks a little bit different than part one. I've added some more geometry onto it, which I was going to do anyway, so that works out well. I'll make a few more triangles because I want to impart a few tips and tricks to make these things look as good as they possibly can. One is, you don't really ever want to be zoomed in beyond 300%. Like if you're at if you're at this scale, I mean, it'll still work. It's just going to take a really long time, and it probably won't look that much better. So I'm going to zoom back out to 300, get the pen tool back. One thing that's really important when it comes to these types of low poly animals is you really want to observe the contours and the shapes of the animals in the picture. Now, this is a two-dimensional picture, but rest assured that in real life this is a three-dimensional creature. So this frog's nose kind of sticks out, it kind of protrudes out, and it's rounded towards us. So I kind of want my polygons to adhere to that shape. What you don't want to do is something like this. You know, just a big, long shape, because it's going to flatten it out, and it won't look good at all. So instead of doing that, try to find the bends and the folds, and make sure that your shapes kind of follow suit. So something like this. Something else that's going to be important, you can see that you get different shades, different colors and stuff. I'm looking at the eye right now. I kind of messed this up because this triangle goes through the white and it goes through the yellow. So what I want to do instead is break that up based off of where the colors end. So in this case, here's the yellow piece, and then do another piece that is the white piece. That way when you go to the next step, which I'm going to, and you start to put your fills in, you'll get all of those nice colors, and it won't flatten it out any more than it really needs to be. So make another little shape here. And very, very important, make sure that you close your paths. I see it every year. People don't close their paths. It's one giant open path. They basically have to start over. Once you're to this point, and let me back this up, yours is going to look something like this, because this is set to a template. Before you start to color, you're going to need to unlock that template layer. So let me add one more shape in here. Okay. So when you're ready to color, and coloring is usually the most fun part because it's pretty easy, it's pretty fast, and if you listen to this hotkey that I'm going to show you, it's really going to speed some stuff up. So check this out. First thing you need to do is you're going to double click your temp layer, and you are going to turn off the dim image to 50%. That's going to bring back all the full color, all the vibrance and the brilliance of the photograph. Otherwise, if you start color picking from the template, it's going to be dim and washed out, and that's not what you want. Make sure that the layer is locked, your temp. Then on your trace layer, you can just select a little meatball here, or we can just grab each individual square. The two tools that you're going to be using is the selection tool and the eyedropper tool. So let me start with this one. I'm just going to select it. Then I can hit I for eyedropper and fill it in. Now what you could do is you could come back to your selection tool, grab the next shape, try to grab the next shape, hit your eyedropper, and work this way. But there's a smarter way of doing it. With your eyedropper still selected, if you hit the control key, it will jump you back to the last tool that you used, which in this case is the eyedropper, and then I can let go of control, hold down control, let go of control, hold down control, let go, and this is really starting to speed things up. And already it's starting to take the shape and the colors of the frog. Now I'm not anywhere near done, so you do want to make sure that your geometry is pretty well in place before you start to color. I've seen people go at it a couple different ways. Sometimes they get kind of bored and just kind of want to jump to something, and that's fine too. But I try to get everything done and then color all at once. Let's get some yellows in here. And it's really nice, you know that if it's filled, because when you have the magenta stroke, once you fill it, that stroke will go away, and that lets you know which shape is still available to kind of color pick from. But that's it, guys. So good luck. Have fun with it. See what you can come up with. These usually come out pretty well, so I'm expecting a lot. If you have any questions, please let us know. But otherwise, get to shaping, and remember, try to follow the curves of the animal itself. Don't go through multiple colors, and try not to flatten the image out any more than you really have to. Alright, good luck.